Can I build the LEGO Razorcrest in less than 10 hours? And to make the stakes even higher, I'll be doing 5 push-ups for every minute I go over this goal. So it's currently 3 minutes past 12, meaning I have until 3 minutes past 10 to put 6,187 pieces together and create the LEGO Razorcrest. And that is a lot of instruction manual to get through in 10 hours. And that's not even all of it, because there's more in the next box too. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. So I start by ordering the bags and putting number 19 at the bottom of box number 1, all the way up to number 2 at the top, so they're nice and easy to reach whilst I'm doing the build. So all of that faffing has cost me over 10 minutes, so let's dive straight into bag 1. And this bag was a really nice warm-up for all the building that lay ahead of me, and we even got to build the Mandolorian himself. So this is the result after bag number 1. I'm pretty sure this is the flooring of it, and it is currently 20-1. Now bag number 2 contained lots of smooth panels that I may or may not have put in the wrong place on multiple occasions, and it's safe to say that the brick separator got quite a bit of use in this bag. So this right here is the result after bag number 2. We've smoothed out a lot of that stuff from bag number 1, and it is currently 1 minute past 1. So far everything was going really smoothly until this happened. Now slight problem, I've just come to the end of bag 3 and it appears that I have these as spare, but these kind of pieces are never spare, so I kind of got to delve back into what I've just done and figure out where these need to go. And the only place that I can see this 4x2 being used is right here. So underneath all of this, I've now got to take that off in order to put this in the correct place. And I can now go and put this in the correct place and then put this back on top. That doesn't answer where this needs to go, but actually it goes just right here. So it's now time for bag 4. We've got quite a few pieces here, so hopefully I won't make any mistakes, and the time is currently 1:25. And this bag was really cool because you got to build the support beams that the sides of the ship would later connect to, as well as cool details like Boba Fett's armor. And it's almost 2 o'clock. And bag 5 involved putting a lot more pieces around those support beams to make them a lot stronger. So this is the result after bag number 5. We have just passed the 2-hour mark, and it's quite hard to say if we're on schedule or not, because I know we've got 13 bags left in box number 1, but I've got no idea how many bags left we've got in box number 2 because I haven't opened it yet. So let's dive straight back into it. And in bag number 6, we started to add the backside of the ship. So that was bag 6. It only took about 20 minutes, but you can really start to see how long the model is going to be. And in bags 7 and 8, we just built upon what we did in bag number 6 by adding in some more details on the underside of the back end here, including a working ramp. So that's the end of bag number 8, but I have 2 spare parts, which really shouldn't be spare parts. So I've got to go back through what I just did and find out where they need to go. And I imagine they're supposed to go in here. So I'm currently just over 3 hours into this challenge, and it's now time to start on bag number 9, which means we're halfway through the first box. And bag number 9 was definitely one of my favorites because we got to add a lot of the details to the very front of the ship. And bag number 9 has brought us to the end of the first booklet, and it is currently 3:20. And if I'm being honest, book number 2 actually feels heavier than the first one, but hey, we have a lot of panel work, and I like doing all the panel work because it looks pretty damn cool. And in bag 10, we have our first sticker, number 3, the knife. Pretty happy with that. But luckily there wasn't actually that many stickers because we have the yellow flat pieces to do the yellow markings instead. And now we have a very big sticker. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Nice. And just like bag number 10, bags 11 and 12 were focused on doing these side panels. And one thing I do really like about these panels is just how smooth they are, unlike some of the larger UCS LEGO Star Wars sets. So this right here is the result after bag number 12. These side panels are now all in place, and it's actually getting quite heavy now, and it is currently 4:20. And in bag 13 we did the rear legs, which was actually quite a faff because you actually put the legs on and then you created these structures separately that you then had to slide over the top of the legs and click to the main body. So we now have some pretty cool legs on this thing, but one thing I am very concerned about is the fact that it is almost 5 o'clock, so halfway through the allotted time, and I still have 5 bags left, and then I've got box number 2 on top of this. So it looks like there's going to be quite a few push-ups in my not too distant future. And with this in mind, I started to pick the pace up, absolutely powering through bags 14, 15, 16, and 17. So we now only have 2 bags left in box number 1, and it is currently 6:20. Now at this point, I'd been building for 6.5 hours straight, and my concentration was starting to waver, leading me to create lots of little mistakes that were costing me precious seconds. So here you go, this is the result after box number 1. So that is 19 bags done, and it is currently 9 minutes past 7. So I genuinely reckon it's still possible to do this because we've only got the boosters and the guns at the front. So I don't think there's going to be as much in box number 2. So fingers crossed, I won't be having to do hundreds upon hundreds of push-ups. And I was very wrong. That's a lot of Lego. And just like in box 1, but with a bit more pace this time, I ordered the bags, putting bag 36 at the bottom all the way up to bag 21 at the top. But I do have to say the instruction manuals on these actually seem a lot thinner than the ones in the first box, so there is still hope. So starting box number 2 at 7:15. And luckily in bags 20 and 21, we had quite a few bigger pieces, which are much easier to put together than the smaller fiddly pieces. So in bags 20 and 21, we did the front and the back here, and now we can actually start working on the boosters themselves. Now when I first saw this model, I thought the boosters would be hollow, but nope, they are dense columns of Lego. But luckily they are symmetrical, so I could do one and then I could do the next one even faster because I already knew what I was doing. So that is the end of booklet number 3. Time to move on to booklet number 4, and it is currently 42 minutes past 8, so we have just over an hour to get all of this complete. Come on. And the next few bags were dedicated to doing the paneling on each of the boosters, and each booster required about 7 or 8 individual parts that needed to be built and added in order to create the nice cylindrical shape. There you go, a 1 hour warning. And it was at this point I realized I'd really underestimated how many pieces the boosters were actually made of. I think in total there are just as many pieces in the boosters as there are in the main body of the Razorcrest itself. So I've just finished off bag number 10 there, and you can see here it's 4 to 10, and I still have about 3 bags left to do. So yeah, this challenge just isn't happening, but it's now a case of how many push-ups will I actually end up doing. And the worst part about the next few bags is I made a big mistake that took me a very long time to figure out where I went wrong. There was also 200 chain pieces that I had to put together alongside 24 little pieces that go on the back of the boosters. I also had to make the cockpit for the Razorcrest, as well as the small animal thing for that little dude. There you go, it is 8 minutes past midnight, and the Razorcrest is complete. And what this means is that I am 2 hours and 5 minutes over my goal, meaning 625 push-ups. And I've never done that many push-ups before, but I think it's a case of doing 62 sets of 10 with an extra 5 on the end, and I'm gonna see how that gets on. So whilst I'm doing all of these push-ups, I thought I'd explain exactly why I built this Razorcrest in the first place. And the first reason is because building Lego is cool and I like doing it, but the second and more important reason is because I actually want to draw the Razorcrest, and in order to do this drawing, I need the model to take a cool photograph of it, and I'm going to work from this photograph as my reference image. And if you'd like to see the video where I try and create a drawing of this Razorcrest in less than 7 days, it will appear on screen as soon as I'm done with all of these push-ups. So there you go, 630 push-ups. It took me just over an hour to do them, and if you'd like to see me draw this Lego Razorcrest, the video where I do that will be on screen right about now. So yeah, thanks for watching.